Okay. Hey, what's good, everybody? I know that took a while, but okay, yeah. If you know me from my other channel, right, from the In a Good Way podcast channel, I'm gonna try to. I was supposed to do that a long time ago, right? Move the messages here, and I just kept doing them over there, but so they could reach more people since obviously I have more people subscribed to that channel. But yeah, whoever's meant to see me on here will follow me here, right? So. I'm gonna try to separate the two. That way I could just focus on the interviews over there and do the readings here. I don't know why I had the dice already, but you know what? I'm just gonna start off with the dice since and of course dice flew away. All right, so 32 is a number that came out. 32. Maybe that's significant to you. Yeah, the other dice disappeared, so I guess so much for that, right? So hopefully you are all well. Maybe I'll ask a couple questions at the end, right? I used to do that obviously on the other channel. So, whoa, man, these cards are flying today. Okay, I gotta be a little more. I think, yeah, something wanted to talk. So, okay, so today, that's funny. So maybe you've been asking for a sign lately, right? The collective. Maybe there's been that wanting to, maybe feeling stuck, maybe feeling like there's no answers coming in. I don't know how I feel about this, right? Because for me, the spirit world has been very, very active, right? So to say that some things are not a sign, but maybe some things aren't, right? So this is how I would read this right now. What I'm getting is that sometimes you get your answer and then you keep. So when you keep, oh, now that's a sign. Oh, that's a sign. Oh, that's a sign. So if you ask and they give you the answer, you know, write it down so you don't keep being wishy washy in your head, right? Every little thing. This is cool, right? So maybe this is related to that. Stop looking for closure, start looking for chocolate. So maybe that's what it was, right? A love thing or something. And that's why you ask for a sign, you get your answer, and then you just keep bouncing back and forth, right? You already got your sign. So there it is. That makes sense. I like that. Straight to the point. Maybe that's why the cards just wanted to jump out, right? Oh, 32. That's the number that came out. That's the number for change, right? Five. Three and two is five. So maybe that's kind of like their way of just getting boom straight to the point, right? So let's see what else. Let's see what story wants to be told today. So I'm just gonna kind of. Oh, I got chills already. I got chills on the right side, which is more the. Oh wow, my whole gut is like lighting up. So there's a story here. There's some kind of story that wants to be told. Let me see how I do this. Okay, so what is this story that wants to? Wow, wow, that kind of man. So it's a story of feeling indecisive over a decision, right? That probably brought you to two roads, right? And it just is what it is, right? You can't walk on two paths and think, right? Like, it's like you're trying to some people do, right? They're able to do two careers at once, but it's, if this is a relationship thing, obviously, right? It's like someone that has two secret families, right? Or something like that, or trying to juggle two things, right? And my heart glowed with that thing. So, trying to live two lives basically and not choosing, right? So with that came the world. So something has closed. It feels like there has been a decision made, and if you didn't make it, I feel like the universe made it for you, and I'm sure that'll come out in the cards, but that's kind of what this is, right? A time of balance. Yeah. It's kind of like this. It's almost like the universe is always trying to help you, and you're, people can be the worst, their own worst enemy of that, right? It's like when parents are trying to guide kids, and I get it, right? You kind of have to pave your own road, but a lot of times they're trying to warn you from committing the mistakes that they made, right? So that's kind of how that goes. Wow, the tower, man, this is all, yeah, very to the point, right? The tower. What did I just say? Um, about if you didn't make the choice, the universe was gonna make it for you. So take it how it resonates. Either you're someone that made that choice and you're on, because regardless, the world is a very, it's like success, this and that. See, I can feel it on my solar plexus. It's like something that will be good, right? Like a cycle completed, ready to take on the world kind of thing. That's how it's reading right now. A very prosperous time like ahead, beginning because a cycle was closed, right? Finally making that decision to walk on a path, right? So that's how it's coming out, right? Maybe the universe finally giving you a sign that you had been asking for, but then once they gave it to you, knowing, okay, there, they told me I don't have to ask. Wow, look at that. Man, you can't make this stuff up. What did I mention about juggling? And what did I mention about like having literally two families, right? This is literally the example I gave. It's like trying to juggle two families, right? So obviously, if you're not juggling and you focus on one thing, then you can't have a happy home, right? Very to the point, right? And justice. So this doesn't surprise me because this goes with the tower, right? If you didn't make the choice, the universe was gonna do it for you because the universe is always working for your highest good. Now, the only thing about this story is some that listen to it are gonna be on the trajectory for because you saw it before it happened. Some of you didn't need that tower. Some of you saw what you were doing, right? Some of you saw that, okay, what am I doing here? Like, I have to focus on one thing, right? Whether it was career, whether it was having a choice in romantic partnership, something, right? Or losing it all, right? It was one of those things. So, but nonetheless, the universe was pushing you in that direction. All right. So, let me see what else. What else? What else? What else? Wow. Maybe you were trying to lie. Take this how it resonates, right? Either this is you or you were connected to someone that you couldn't lie to, right? Or this is you stepping into that awareness of knowing the great scheme of the universe, right? Not willing to engage in these fights, petty things. Look at the world, right? Like I'm often disconnected from it, and then when I see, like I have to be, someone has to tell me, like, oh, did you see this? Or it popping up on the algorithm or something for me to really pay attention to what's going on in the world. I don't like, for some reason that doesn't, it just doesn't resonate with me to where, you know, um, yeah, it doesn't affect me in the sense that it would affect most people, right? So I'll just say that. So, anyways, maybe you finally got the message right. 2-2, right? 2-2. 22 is a master number, right? It's like a teacher. And if you look at it, 2-2, 2-2-2 even, right? Because the 11 adds up to 2. That's another master number too. So 11, maybe you're at master number 11, 22. Um, the high priestess could be you or hmm. It could be that you were a high priestess in someone else's story where someone was trying to be deceitful and you called them out on their BS and you brought a tower crashing down on them and you didn't choose to engage in their petty fights or anything, you just walked away from it, right? So that makes sense. Let's see what else about this story. I mean, it almost felt like they started with the conclusion of the story. So let me just ask this. Um, hmm. So for those of you that, so this goes for both. It's beautiful regardless, right? For those of you that were the high priestess in someone else's story, right? That you brought the tower down on somebody else, a new path, right? Maybe romantic, because I keep feeling these things with the heart, but regardless, the choice was made, right? It all comes down to, right? The very first card that came out, the choice, right? Seeking balance. You made it, right? You made that choice. If you were, mm, there was, yeah, I could feel there was a conflict with someone that was a little in a masculine energy, that an unbalanced masculine energy, right? I don't like using the word like, oh, toxic masculinity, because it could have been a feminine energy, right? I mean, someone that was in their masculine energy, right? Like a woman in her masculine energy, that, because I felt like this sharp pain, right? On the neck, like a burden, right? In dealing with this situation. And so, for those of you that chose, right, a path of peace, love, like you didn't want to engage in lies and all this stuff, you brought a tower down. And for those of you that saw, you made a choice and you're now on that path, right? Regardless, you made a choice and it feels like it was divinely guided. It's funny because this is a maybe card, right? It says quizás, maybe. So that's interesting, right? Whoa. And this path is eventually going to lead you to be in this Empress type energy, right? To receive blessings from the universe, very balanced sacral chakra. If it wasn't in the other connection you were in, I feel like your solar plexus was even blocked. Look at all the yellow. So not only is it abundant in the sacral chakra energy, but also in the, hey Juanita, thank you for joining. Um, yeah, so that's the Empress. Wow. So yeah, something was brought to a complete end, right? Something had to die to be reborn, and ahead is a more prosperous time, right? So that feels like that's the story, right? There was a choice to be made. Whoever I'm connecting with, you know, whatever collective is resonating with this, you're one of two characters in this story. You're either the high priestess that brought a tower down on someone, or you're someone that was able to see that tower coming and you were able to pivot and make a choice in the right direction that was for your highest good, because justice was there anyways, right? If you didn't do it, the universe, spirit world, they were going to bring that tower crashing down. So you're one of two characters in this story, right? Wherever is resonating, it feels like you had to take time to go into a hermit mode. It took strength, right? But overall, this is a beautiful reading, right? It's if you're the person that had that tower dropped on you, then clearly, you probably still have some work to do, right? You have to you're in probably realization phase, right? Not even a healing phase yet is what I'm getting. It's more of a still coming to grips with what just happened, right? Maybe even a little bit of a victim mentality. If you're the person that had the tower dropped on you, you might be trying to lie to yourself that no, you weren't doing anything wrong and so on and so forth. But from what I'm getting from this story, it's very clear. At some point, there was someone that was trying to live two lives. In that story, they most likely dealt with someone that was, too aware, called them on their BS, right? And so after that, um, yeah, they brought the tower down on this person, right? That wanted to live two lives and didn't make a choice, right? So that's one story. And then on the flip side, if you're that high priestess, wow, yeah, you made the right choice walking away from this person, right? Leaving them to their own conflict and whatever, right? Whatever drama they wanted to be involved in. So I like that a lot, right? So let me see. Let me pull one from this deck. Yeah, and if you want, oh wow. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's definitely kind of the story I'm getting here is someone that was living two lives, so that makes sense. And you know what? That has started happening to me recently. I guess the message to me was I asked why now, right? I started having dreams nonstop showing me all these truths of lies that people had told me. And I was mind blown. And I even woke up feeling, kind of sad and disappointed from some of those situations. And I know a huge part of that is we lie to ourselves. We're just not ready to see it. We don't want to see it at the moment, right? Because of that, I get it. Maybe before, if I would have seen when I was still around these people, it would have been more painful to know that. And now that I'm not connected to these people anymore, I guess it's okay to see, just the truth, right? Mm, I got you. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a story, right? Like that's funny that that's how this reading came out, right? Like a story, a whole story, right? Someone having to make a choice, they choose a certain path, and that's kind of how it is, right? Like um sometimes we get caught up in people's story of wanting to live two separate lives or different things like that and then, you know, but then we make the choice, right, to walk away from that drama and we don't want to be a part of that. So, wow. So this feels positive for the collective, right? It's a time of passion, right? Maybe old passions are gonna be they're gonna be reignited, right? Reunited. I don't know why I said that. Maybe there's gonna be some kind of reunions from maybe pleasant people, right, that you were around in the past. Performance, entertainment, creativity, costume. Oh, maybe a reunited with old um passions. Ah, okay, reunited with old passions, right? Maybe you like to paint, maybe you're, someone that liked performing, all that stuff, right? Dancing, humor, maybe comedy, maybe I've been wanting to try stand-up comedy for some time now. Yeah, yeah, no, I feel that. Absolutely. Happy, yeah. Oh, you write. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, writing is yeah, yeah. I haven't written in a while, but I love writing. Encourages, sees the potential in, clarifies, gives hope to, compensates, intuits, tempers, response cycles, grows, realizes, rewards. Semi-sextile, allowing. So just allowing things to grow, right? When these passions ignite, allow them, right? Like that. Like if you start writing, then start writing, working on music, painting, whatever, and then allow it to grow at its pace, right? Like nurturing something without forcing it, right? So, yeah, if you have any questions, I could pull a card for you, Juanita. If you have one question in particular that you want me to answer, I could do that. Um, and if not, then this will probably be the. I'll close it out with this one. Let's see. This is a past live deck, so I want to see if anything comes out. That's been a big talk. Oh wow, I love it. And wow, look at that. You can't even make that up. We're talking about arts and music, and look at what came out, the arts. So maybe this is something reunited from a past life, right? Maybe in a past life, um, yeah, maybe in a past life you were a musician, right? And it's always piqued your interest in this life, and you haven't really taken it up because I don't know for whatever reason, right? But it's funny that that came up, and then also Native American, so that's pretty interesting, right? Maybe when you hear native music that really speaks to you, right? Maybe it resonates with your soul. You know, the first time I went to a native powwow, like I just heard the drums and my eyes couldn't stop watering, right? It was just it spoke to my soul on a level that I didn't even realize was gonna happen. You know what I mean? So for some of the collective, this might be resonating as well, right? Maybe living a past life, you know, as a native person, right? And maybe you've been having dreams about that and you just haven't taken notice, but maybe you should try to write it down, right? Or take notice. Oh, well, there it is. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. Glad it resonated. Yeah, if you, I don't know if you had a question, if you want me to pull a card for you. If not, then I think I'll close it out. Oh, wow. Okay. That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. I love it when it resonates. What's ahead? Okay. I'll ask that question for you then. What's ahead for Juanita, right? Let me see. What's ahead? Make sure none of them are. Okay, let me see. Wow. That's pretty interesting. The star. I mean, what better card could you get? The star. Hope. Maybe it says hope, unexpected help. Maybe a different perspective and clarity. See, like that's what I've been getting myself in dreams and everything. All of a sudden, they're showing me clarity for things that I didn't necessarily even ask for, but they're showing me for a reason, right? Inspiration, flexibility, love. And love could be even maybe loving yourself on a deeper level than you've ever loved yourself. Maybe meeting somebody else, however that looks, right? You know, reciprocal kind of love, which, you know, like I said, it could be either or. Yeah. This is, yeah, it says, it's funny that at the bottom it says, this card is completely spiritual, right? This is like, so maybe a higher connection, even, right? So this is a super a spiritual card, right? It's a complete spiritual card. You know, with the crown chakra, maybe you're gonna start having more awareness of things, right? Maybe in dreams or straight downloads coming to you. So I guess ahead you could look forward to that, right? Definitely don't feel I guess don't get scared by anything that happens because I guess anything can happen. Really, that's kind of what I'm getting, right? So I feel like yeah, I'm burning. It's palos not palo santo, copal. I don't know if you know what copal is. It's like if you've ever been to like or seen Aztec dancers, right? Like more in ceremonies from like Mexico or even in the sweat lodges from over there, right? They'll burn copal or things like that, right? Copal, it's basically the same um as sage in a way, right? For certain things, right? With the purification and all that. So that's what it is. But yeah, hopefully, well then, yeah, maybe this is gonna be a time when you'll be aware that you're really never alone, right? So that's a beautiful thing. If that's what you're kind of wanting to not feel anymore, right? To not feel alone, then yeah, maybe this is kind of them giving you that's what you have to look forward to, right? So on that note, I'll end it there. Thank you so much, Juanita. Anybody else that tuned in and maybe was too shy to hop in the comments, if you watch this after, just leave a comment. Like I said, I usually do these readings over on my podcast channel. I'm going to start moving them on over here, right? I don't know if on occasion I might do a reading over there, right? But from now on, I'm definitely looking to do them on this channel. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.